everyone, it's Toyin again, back again with another review. This one is a review of a book by Stephenie Meyer called The Chemist. Now, The Chemist, excuse me, I'm going to refer to my notes. The Chemist is it's not her third book, but it's like the third series. I don't know if I can say it's the third series or the second series, because the host I thought was meant to be a series and it just was like a standalone book. But I think this one, The Chemist, is meant to be a series. So this could be the second or third series after the Twilight, depending on what's happening with the host. So I will do what I normally do, which is to read you a little bit about the plot, let you know what I think of the characters, what I like about the book, what I didn't like about the book, if there is anything I didn't like, and why I recommend this book for a read. So it took me like a month and a half to get through it, but I really did enjoy it. It's a crime thriller, or just a thriller. Yeah, it's a thriller, which is a departure from the fantasy and science fiction worlds that Stephenie Meyer normally dwells in. So I'll read you a bit about the plot just to give you a little bit of a taste. She used to work for the US government, but very few people ever knew that. An expert in her field, she was one of the darkest secrets of an agency so clandestine it doesn't even have a name. And when they decided she was a liability, they came for her without warning. Now, she rarely stays in the same place or uses the same name for very long. They've killed the only person she's trusted, but something she knows still poses a threat. They want her dead, and soon. When her former handler offers her a way out, she realizes her only chance to erase the giant target that's on her back. But it means taking one last job for her ex-employers. To her horror, the information she acquires only makes her situation more dangerous. Resolving to meet the threat head-on, she prepares for the toughest fight of her life, but finds herself falling for the man who can only complicate her likelihood of survival. As she sees her choices rapidly whittling down, she must apply her unique talents in ways she's never dreamed of. Now, that is the plot as per Stephenie Meyer's website. And this story is essentially about a doctor called Chris Taylor, aka Casey, aka Alex, aka Oleander, aka Ollie, who used to work for this government agency as a chemist. So basically, she and her partner in her department used to concoct different chemicals that could be used as nerve agents or biological weapons, or the cure for nerve agents and biological weapons to kind of counter terrorist threats to the US. And a lot of the stuff that her and her partner used to work for were also used for interrogating terrorists. So therefore she built up a reputation in in the world that she operated in, as a very, very good person that questions terrorists and gets information out of terrorists, because she uses these chemicals to kind of torture them, essentially. Now, this makes her sound like a proper villain, but there's a twist to it, because she was recruited out of university. It was a great opportunity for her to kind of develop just chemical compounds and things like that. And she thought that she was initially working for good. And when you think that you're like the last resort to kind of foil a terrorist threat, and what you're doing is for the good of the masses, then that's essentially how she justified what she was doing in her head. Now, as the plot develops, you find out that something happened. Her partner in her department was basically killed off, and they were meant to kill her as well, but she somehow escaped it, which you'll find out exactly how she escaped it in the book, and has been on the run ever since. And, they've her department is very, very well known for kind of catching people that are on the run. So the fact that she's constantly one step ahead of them and has eluded them so far is like quite an amazing feat in itself. And so you kind of follow this journey of her kind of foiling her department's attempt to capture her, and then her handler, whose name is Karsten, gets in touch with her. And Karsten is somebody that she trusts. She doesn't really trust anybody, but at least Karsten, she feels, is on her side. So Karsten tells her that there's this terrorist attack that is about to happen. This guy is trying to release like the biological weapon in the US, and she's the only person that can kind of stop him. And so he gives her the name of this guy called David. Now, because she doesn't really trust the department, she's doing her own background research into this character called David as well. And as she kind of goes to meet with him and kind of counteract what she thinks he's doing and take him hostage and try and question him, she discovers that the information she's fed might not necessarily be true. So she doesn't know who's lying. Is her department lying? Is not David, Daniel. I don't know why I said David. Is her department lying? Is Daniel lying? Daniel kind of gives off this really good persona of being this school teacher. Is he an innocent citizen? Is he not? Is he being used by some other agents? Is he who he actually says he is? Is he working for another organization? You don't know. So it's all kind of crazy and twisted and convoluted how she's trying to decipher who's telling the truth and who's telling a lie. And along the way, she starts falling in love with Daniel. But can she afford to fall in love with him? Is she going to survive this mission long enough to be able to enjoy the love that she's going to develop for this guy? Is he who she says he is? So is she actually falling in love with a genuine person? So it's very, very interesting in that way. Is it Stephenie Meyer's best book? No, it doesn't have the angst that Twilight had. You know, that kind of deep pain in your chest. Oh my God, I feel the love the same way Bella was feeling the love kind of thing. It doesn't really have that. But you do become invested in the characters, and you do want the character to win. But you're kind of torn as to why you want the character to win, because at the end of the day, what she's doing isn't necessarily the best kind of job. Like, if you're going to have a job torturing people for a living, it's not it. I don't care how they talk you into that kind of line of work. I mean, in the research that I do, I know for a fact that there are other ways to counter terrorism. This is not the avenue that I would take if I was going to do that kind of thing. So you kind of feel a bit kind of torn as to whether you want this character to win or not. But you do want it to win in the end, because at the end of the day, it's a story and it's a romance, and you become invested in the characters and you think, oh, you know, it's kind of sweet. So yeah, that's it. It's not my favorite from Stephenie Meyer, but I liked it enough to commit to the series. So if she brings out a second book from this series, I will read the book, and hopefully the second book will be better. As thrillers go of this sort, it was well written, it was good. I would give it a 3 out of 5, something like that. It's nothing, it just didn't grip me the same way other books like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo gripped me, or Gone Girl, or Girl on a Train. Do you know what I mean? Those were like, oh my God, what's happening? You know, it's all twisting and winding. So this was kind of a bit softer. And maybe it was soft because of the targeted audience. Maybe the target audience was people that are new into thrillers and just want to ease their way into it. Or maybe the target audience is young adults. I probably think it's probably young adults, so that's why it was so soft. But I would recommend it as a nice, easy read. It's something that you can take on holiday and read on the beach, because it's not so gripping that you won't be able to put it down and go for your margaritas in the evening or go for a swim or anything like that. But it's interesting enough to kind of fill in the time, like when you're at the airport or something. So sorry, it sounds like I'm not really selling the book. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. It's just that I've read things that are more gripping, more intense, more on the edge of your seat, kind of more you're hanging on by your fingernails because you want to know, ooh, what's going to happen next. And, you know, this didn't really strike me in that way. It wasn't, I felt like it couldn't make up its mind whether it wanted to be a romance or a thriller. Because I kind of feel with these kind of books, one should a little bit dominate the other. And I think that in the end, the romance side of it won out, whereas the character was unique enough and interesting enough that the thriller side of it should have won out, if that makes any sense. Because you don't really get that many not intelligent female-led protagonists, but you don't really get like that many female protagonists that are in a crime thriller that are, you're not sure whether they're a good guy or a bad guy kind of thing, you know, because of the line of work that they're in. And I felt that she should have done more to build on that character rather than, you know, kind of going with the romance route of things. I kind of felt it weakened the plot a little bit. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you find it more gripping than I did? How did it compare to other crime thrillers that you've read? Or not even crime, I don't know why I keep saying it's crime thrillers, it's just a thriller, it's like a romantic thriller. So how it's compared to other romantic thrillers that you've read, I'd be interested to know your thoughts. So yeah, that's it for this video. Please like, share and subscribe, and until next time, bye.